My father was diagnosed with ALS, and it shook us to the core. It made it very difficult to navigate the next steps after him because he was our compass. I still had dreams to work in the healthcare profession, but it was very hard for my family to afford that life for me, so I knew I had to make it for myself. I just kept going. No excuses. I just found a way to dig deep, to see what was wrong with inside of me. So today, I am the owner of SYNERGY HomeCare. We started with Wilkinson Enterprises with my husband and I, with a dream and a vision just to own a business. Being a woman in power means I have the reach to do more with my life. My name is Kyana Wilkinson, and I am a woman in power.
Before Kyana became a leader, a nurse, and a business owner, she was a young girl trying to understand pain, loss, and uncertainty. Her story begins in a family filled with love, but shaped by challenges that would change the woman she was becoming.
I was born in Chicago, on the South Side, South Shore, Chicago. And my father loved being in Chicago. He was a city guy. Stony Islands, he loved to be on the islands. My parents met at church. They had 5 children. They both had 2 girls in previous relationships, and then they had 3 of us. My older sister, Kiara, me, and then my brother, Gregory. We grew up in the city in my early years, and we moved out to Homewood, Illinois, when I started preschool around that time.
She was always that resilient child, that child that was very self-sufficient and independent. And she was also that child that was fitted between 2 very strong-willed, challenging children. And Kyana, at some points, could be overlooked because of her independence and her ability to be self-sufficient.
I would say I had a loving family. I had a Black family living in a white suburban area. All the pressures within that, my family fought, my parents fought. It wasn't the best relationship that I had with my mother. Over time, it got better. I didn't feel like home was a place for me. It wasn't that great, comfy, soft feeling. It was hard, it was rough, these are the facts of life. And although we had great times, there were as many bad times that I can remember as well. My father was diagnosed with ALS. It's been a diagnosis that's been in the media recently, and it shook us to the core. My father was a powerhouse. He was Superman, and he was the breadwinner of our family. And it made it very difficult to navigate the next steps after him because he was our compass, and my mother did the best she could, and it really hurt her. I found comfort in writing for self-expression, to get my feelings out, to process my feelings, to find a state in where I was. And I loved sports. I still have the record to this day for a pole vault in high school, 8'6", which is not too tall, but I put my mind to it and I did it. And I did basketball, track, tennis, softball. I just excelled in academics. I learned. I was a sponge. I soaked it up. I just soaked up as much knowledge as I could so that I could be equipped to handle the world around me, so that I wouldn't feel like I didn't have a voice. After my father died, which was about a week before my senior year in high school, I still had dreams to work in the healthcare profession, but it was very hard for my family to afford that life for me, so I knew I had to make it for myself. So I did leave home, and I met my husband, Bailey. We met at ISU. He was on the physics floor, I was on the biology floor, but we both shared a dream of, working toward our dreams. So he was a true partner. And I went to nursing school. I graduated, got my MBA in healthcare management, and we stayed in our circle of comfort, I would say, in Central Illinois for about 13 years. And then we had our little boy, Theo, that Theo. He taught me strength. He taught me a strength I didn't know that I had. And then we had my son, Liam, and he taught me patience. And between the both of them, I knew I had to go back home. And home was a scary place. Home was an uncertain place, but I knew I had to go back home because I couldn't truly self-actualize until I came back home, saw my mother, saw my siblings, and could be with them again. As a young girl, I would sell fruities at school. I also would sell my abstract paintings in school as well. And I would sell my poetry for cards. So there was a lot of entrepreneurial ways that I could, for self-expression. That's why I love being about entrepreneur. I can be myself and people buy it. Like it's an amazing feeling to know that being just who you are is enough. When I went to ISU in Central Illinois, Normal, it was my first time leaving home, leaving the nest. I was determined to make it work. I was fearless. I was just very focused. In fact, when my husband first talked to me, he said that, I tried to talk with you and you just completely ignored me. I didn't realize because I was just so focused on, I had a dream. I was going to make it work by any means necessary, and I did it. And then I opened my eyes to my husband. I got my associate's degree from Harlan Community College, and then I was able to go to nursing school at Methodist College in Peoria. And I got my bachelor's in science of nursing at Methodist College in 2017. And then my husband and I piggybacked off each other. We went to school, so he got his bachelor's in physics and computer physics, and then I got my MBA in healthcare management, and he got his MS in data analytics. So we had a goal when we got together. We were gonna live our dreams. We wanted to finish school. We just wanted to have a life where we didn't worry so much about money. We didn't worry about, the struggles in life, that they do come, but, we'll be equipped to handle them because we know and we educate ourselves.
Kyana's path forward was never just about building a career. It was about turning everything she had lived through into purpose. In caring for others, she began to understand the kind of impact she was meant to make.
As a registered nurse, I dived right in. I wanted to do everything. I worked at the step-down unit on PCU for 2 years, and then I was a float nurse. I did ICU, I did med-surg, I did everything in the hospital except for the ED and mother baby. And then from there, I wanted to venture on my leadership track. So I was a director of nursing, and then I was a hospice manager, and I've been a hospice manager for 5 years. So I've been in the population health home care space, and then I was, home care aide in 2013. So I just found that was my niche, working in home care, helping people stay safe and healthy in their own homes. As we see as the healthcare trajectory is, helping to make sure people are safe in their homes. I want to be a part of that because I've seen it since 2013. And as a registered nurse, I've honed those skills as a hospice manager, quality initiatives, doing home visits, doing home assessments. And then on the personal side as well with my father, I just feel like I have a full circle perspective on what you need to take care of your loved one at home. My father's side had Alzheimer's disease, and she had a triple bypass surgery as well. So she lived with us before my father was ill. And seeing that experience and how much it took to, care for a person, as well as when my father became ill, it just honed into me that, we are once young and we become old, and we all need somebody. So to be someone who can provide that stable environment, who knows how to take care of you in your home, to provide the best care, evidence-based practice meets, just experience and providing that stable environment for you. It was a no-brainer. I just feel like it was ordained on me when my father became ill. This is where my path is supposed to take me. If I had to sum up my life in one word from, a young girl and seeing where I am today working in home care, I would say the word is resilience. I had struggles, I had strife, I had, relationship issues, but I just kept going. No excuses. I just found a way to dig deep, to, see what was wrong with inside of me and try to fix it, try to heal it, and keep going. There's been no greater reward than the inner work that I've done on myself, because when I pour into myself, it pours into others. So today, I am the owner of SYNERGY HomeCare. We started with Wilkinson Enterprises with my husband and I, with a dream and a vision just to own a business, not knowing that we already had the answer, which was to have an home care business. It's something that's always been my dream, but became actualized when I moved home. We work from sunup to sundown. When you have a business, you are always working. When I feel like I'm not working, I'm always thinking about, finances. We're thinking about operations. We're thinking about, the day-to-day, the scheduling. Building a business from the ground up with the franchise's help is no small feat.
Today I see Kyana as a very strong woman. I see Kyana as a very loving person, very caring person. She cares about her children, her husband, her family, and I really feel that she would do an excellent job as being an owner of SYNERGY and working in the vein of providing the same type of care to other families who have experienced similar situations that we experienced.
Every day from sunup to sundown, it feels we are working on systems, operations, platforms, finances, everything, the total package of what's to come with this home care business. Every day, the scheduling, our home care aides, making sure that our clients are happy, making sure they have what they need. It takes attention to detail. It takes time. It takes phones ringing, emails, making sure and checking in with your office manager and, receptionist, your people, your community. It is nonstop. It is so much fun because this is what I have always dreamed of doing, but the work never ends. I'm excited. SYNERGY HomeCare is non-medical care that we provide to our clients. And that means if you need personal assistance, if you need companionship, if you need help at home and support at home. We have different tiers. We come out and do a home assessment and we just assess and see where we can give you individualized care for your loved one. A lot of times our loved ones, we live far away from them and they want to remain independent in their home. So that's where you give us a call. We are there to support you. Our home care aides are highly skilled, highly trained people who want to be there and serve your loved one. And I was a home care aide myself. So I teach and train our home care aides that we hire to give the best quality care possible. What differentiates us from other home care agencies is that you have a registered nurse managing that care plan, looking to see what your loved one needs specifically based on their diagnosis and what helps them to be safe in their home. So we have home care aides who are highly trained, highly skilled, and I help to train them as well based on my experience as a home care aide on the professional side and my personal experience with caring for my father and other loved ones. We help and specialize in fall prevention training, Alzheimer's, and memory care. We also help with, special needs and abilities. There's a whole range of things. If you need companionship, personal assistance, and homemaker, please give us a call. The decision to open up a home care business, I would say, was easy. When I moved back home, it made me think of my father and the love I had for him and making sure that he had what he needed as he was ill and just supporting the family, which, I was part of the family when my father was ill and knowing what they need. Choosing SYNERGY HomeCare was a no-brainer as well because of my experience as a home care aide and how I felt valued working. And I wanted to provide that as well as an owner with SYNERGY HomeCare. And opening this business has been no small feat. I mean, you have a liaison to help you with the ins and outs, but there are so many things that you don't think about. You have to get the phones, you have to get the car wrap, advertising, marketing, looking at the finances, looking at the platforms, operations, buying your scheduling, and all the things. And it's sun up to sundown, hiring, onboarding, training. It never ends, but it's the care that we provide that is my number one focus. I want to be a premier home care agency, your top tier, because this is a passion of mine. This is something that's been developed in me since I was 15 years old, and now it's come to fruition.
For Kyana, success is not measured only by what she has built, but by what her children, her clients, and her community can carry forward. Her legacy is rooted in strength, service, and the belief that pain can become purpose.
So I would say my most transformative role as a registered nurse was being a hospice manager. I stuck with that for a while, for sure, at least 5 years. I love hospice because I saw hospice come in the home when my father was ill, and I saw how transformative that care is. And working as a leader, you have a lot of moving parts, you're in control of a lot of things, and it's kind of like you're the director behind the scenes. You have your hand in everything. You're looking at how your nurses come out, how they look, how they're presenting themselves, what they're saying, what systems they're using so that their ease of work comes across as well. Because if a registered nurse is coming to your home and they're struggling using the things that they have, it doesn't make you feel comfortable. It doesn't make you feel like they know what they're doing. So I make sure that our registered nurses are trained, they have what they need, the tools they need, they're equipped. And if they do need help, I'm just a phone call. So as a leader, working in the healthcare space, I knew what I need to do as a leader every day. And I transform that now as an owner. It's even bigger picture. I am there just one phone call away. I'm also orchestrating everything behind the scenes from a larger screen now. So I have my hands in more pots, so I can affect change in more ways. So I can make sure the care that you receive is the care that you deserve. What I want others, aspiring leaders, to know, you have to believe in yourself. You can't seek validation from even the people that are closest to you. You have to believe in yourself. You have to validate yourself, and you have to know your value, because people will always try to undercut or see what they can get. But you have to know where the limit is. You have to know your standards, and you do not falter on those standards. As a woman in leadership, I'm a wife, mother, sister, friend, more. It's hard to find a balance. And I would say, sometimes I'm 100%, and sometimes my 100% is 2 out of 10. You just have to see where you are when you wake up and go with it. Give it your all wherever you are. Sometimes there's not gonna be a balance. Sometimes you are dog tired. Taking care of the kids, helping with your husband, working. You are tired. Self-care. You have to take care of yourself. Even if, go for a walk, do your nails, do your hair, go out with the girls. Just have fun. You have to find something that you can let your hair down and just let it all go. Legacy to me means that my children know how hard I work for them, whether it be inner work, whether it be the work we do for our family. I want them to know that I've done everything I can to make sure that I'm a good person, to better myself for others. And legacy to me is just watching my children be happy. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years, 10 years in the future? I see myself being a speaker, talking about what I know, growing our business from where we are in Plainfield, Illinois, and hopefully, just cross country, who knows? But I'm all about growth. I'm all about getting our message out and telling my truth. I'm just excited for what's to come. And I'm very grateful for what has happened to me to get me right where I am today. My name is Kyana Wilkinson, and I am a woman in power.